Hi, and thanks for logging on to the daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Sunday, the 6th day of April. Here we go. Today's halacha is this: when you get your matzahs out of the boxes, if you're handling your matzahs, by the way, before Pesach arrives, please wash your hands before handling your matzahs, because there could be chametz on your hands, and we don't want that getting onto the matzahs that you're going to eat on Pesach. But whenever it is that you properly have your hands cleaned and open up your matzah boxes, here's a few things that you need to watch for. First of all, if in any of your, this is not going to happen in your machine matzahs, probably never, but it could happen in your hand matzahs, that you could open them up and find a matzah that's doubled over, folded back like a piece of pizza that bent. It's not going to happen too often either, because they do check for this back at the matzah factories. But if you spot one, it's a problem, because in that fold there could be some flour that did not get baked, and when it comes into contact with water and just kind of sits like that, it could ferment, if that's the right word, and it could become chametz. So watch out for that. If you have a folded over matzah, you would have to break away that folded over piece and not use it. What you do with it, by the way, the proper thing, just a little kind of dovetail with yesterday's law, if you've sold all of your chametz to the non-Jew, and this is a piece of chametz, then the proper thing to do is, believe it or not, to take it to the closet where the chametz is kept and put it in there. That's what most rabbis say. Now, when breaking it away, you should break away at least another inch of the matzah that's next to it, because that matzah next to it, could have become a little chametz-ish from touching the bent-over spot. Or if you want, just don't use the whole piece of matzah. Or if you want, take it to a rabbi to just show it to him. But I just want you to be a little educated as to this topic of folded over matzah, and do watch for it. An interesting little tidbit for you: if you are breaking it off, then you have an issue of boer, because you're not allowed to select the bad from the good. So this is going to sound crazy, but what you do is you break the two pieces off such that in one hand there is the good piece of matzah, and the other hand is the bad piece of matzah, and you pull away the good piece from the bad piece. If in your right hand is the good piece, you pull that piece away, and then you're not really guilty of choosing it all. You're breaking away the good piece from the bad piece. You're probably not going to end up doing that, but it's an interesting halakha little tidbit. Also, if you ever open up, this could happen in handmade matzahs, and you see like a big blister area in it, there could be some unbaked flour inside of that, and take it to the rabbi, have him look at it, or don't use it, because unbaked flour inside of a big bubble in your matzah could be a problem. It's probably never going to happen to you in machine matzahs, but in the handmade ones, it's not supposed to happen. But again, it's something to watch for. Never eat matzah unless you see the usual holes in it. You know those little thingies that they make all the holes in up and down throughout your matzah? They're supposed to be there. They help with all the airflow and bubbles and all these problems. And anybody who made your matzah, if it does not have those little holes all over the place as they're supposed to be, then it's definitely a problem. Watch out for that. Your matzah, and again, this won't happen probably to your machine ones, but your handmade ones, if you ever spot that they look too white, or even if it happens to some machine ones and they're looking too white, take it to a rabbi to check it, because there should be some browning all over your matzah, because that's a sign that the baking has gotten to the bake point, But if your matzah is looking very white, it could be problematic, because again, it could mean that some of the flour has not baked, and that is a problem, because that unbaked flour could become chametz. So watch out for matzah that's too white. If you think you're seeing it, ask your rabbi about it, and watch out for that. The general rule in the kosherness of matzah is the browner the better. Not telling you that your matzah has to be burnt, and it sometimes comes out that way out of the handmade boxes, but the browner the better, because that, I don't mean it's better in taste, but it's more certainly not chametz, because then the baking has really gone through and through and through. And that's why they err on the side of caution, and sometimes your handmade matzah looks actually burnt. It's not supposed to be, but too white. If it's white, 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 that's really a problem. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.